All
right, everyone, you're in the 187 District Court. Happy Tuesday. Let's not turn this Tuesday into a Monday. So everyone, make sure you have your patience in your pocket. And whenever you need some patience, just pull it out of your pocket. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are in a courtroom, regardless of whether you are at your house or on the road or at your job site, you're in the courtroom. If you do not behave as though you're in a courtroom, you will be required to appear in person. For all the people who are trying to Zoom and drive, you can't text and drive. You most definitely should not Zoom and drive. So if you're driving, you need to find a parking space and pull over. If you drive while you're Zooming, you will be required to appear in court. For all the people who are wearing baseball caps, you need to take those baseball caps off. Anything that you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you can't do while you're on Zoom. If you do, you will be required to appear in person. To all the inmates who are at the jail, you are not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to text. You're not allowed to try to pick up dates. This is not The Bachelor. This is not The Bachelorette. Do not do it. To everyone, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, that is because your attorney is probably Zooming in another court. Just relax. You will get a chance to speak to your attorney before the day is out. Quincy Shields, you need to find a place and park. Attorneys, I'm going to call your name. That's the order you will appear in. If you see that your name is low on the list and you wish to go to another court, you may Zoom and go to another court and come back. However, if your name is called while you're Zooming in another court, you will go to the end of the line. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, you need to put that in the chat box to the court coordinator. She is listed as Ferguson coordinator. No matter how small the agreement, you need to let her know because she will let you know what paperwork your client needs to fill out, and she will get that paperwork to you. If your client is on bond, she will need your client's email address, and so will the state. Attorneys, when I send you to the breakout room, please be patient in the breakout room. Consider it like a doctor's office. When the nurse calls you back and you think you're seeing the doctor, they're just putting you in a small room so you can get your blood pressure and weight checked. As you can see, we have more defense attorneys than we have prosecutors. The prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. If I send you to a breakout room and you leave that breakout room, the prosecutor will skip over that room because they can see no one's in that room. So I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. When I do, it will invite you to a breakout room. No one go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and assign you to a room. And again, defendants, you will get a chance to talk to your attorney. However, wait till I assign you to the room. All right, this is the order of attorneys. James Sealaw, John Young, Catherine Valenzuela, Mark McKay, Dan Rodriguez, Ed Bartholomew, Jeffrey Martinez, Kelly Pittle, Todd Coronado, Paul Goki, Manuel Rodriguez, Colin Hobbs, Andrew Froelich, Ed Piker, Chris Simpkins, Paula Perez, Megan Enriquez. Is there any defense attorney's name that I have missed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, you missed me. Rolando Arguelles.
All right, Daniel De La Garza.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. And Rolando, how do you pronounce your last name?
Arguelles.
All right, I'm gonna work on that, I promise you.
No worries, Judge. Thank you.
It's hard. I can't roll my R's. I'm working on that. Anyone else? Okay.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
I didn't hear my attorney's name, John Coons.
Hi,
Because your
Everett. I'm
attorney's
here for
not
John
here.
Coons. No, I'm here for John Coons.
Oh,
Judge.
okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, Judge.
All right, everyone listen, if you didn't hear your attorney's name, I said it's because they're probably zooming in another courtroom. All right, the first person up is James Seeloff. James Seeloff, who is your client? You're on mute.
My client is John Macias, and I've had no contact with them.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal. It's a possession case, Your Honor.
All right, what we'll do is we'll see if your client makes it to the courtroom, but I'll send you to breakout room number 1 to confer with the state.
Thank you.
You're welcome. John Young?
Yes, madam.
Yes, who do you have?
I have Anthony Salinas.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence.
I'll send you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
I have another announcement to make too.
Yes.
The magnolia tree is starting to get flower buds.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. You know, I finally planted magnolias, so we'll see what happens.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome. You're in breakout room number 2. Catherine Valenzuela.
Your Honor, I have Luis Puente. I've conferred with the DAs, and in talking with my client regarding the plea, I believe we need I would like a competency to see if he understands everything.
All right, Luis Puente, where are you?
He's here in my office. He should be on Zoom right now. It's under Luis Puente / Catherine Valenzuela. I will go to that room, Your Honor.
No problem.
Go ahead. I'm going into court today.
All right, everyone. If you're,
Right.
that's Ed.
There.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Luis Puente.
He's here, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll need a competency eval.
Luis Puente, okay, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I'll take care of it right now.
All right, we'll do a competency evaluation. Norma, do they need to come back on a specific time?
Yes, ma'am, in 30 days, let me give you the date. It was on I would say on Friday, May 21st.
All right, we'll come back on May 21st to get an update on the competency eval.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we
All
be
right.
excused?
Yes. Mark McKay.
Good morning, Judge. I
Good
am
morning.
present. I have Vanessa Gangora, Gangora. She is present. This is a plea deadline day. We do not have a plea agreement. I've conferred with Jordan Brown multiple times on this case. I've signed a discovery acknowledgement with Marcus Sanders on March 23rd. We're asking the court to proceed with a jury trial docket.
All right, Vanessa Gangora, where are you?
Right here, Your Honor, present.
All right, are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what that means is your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not consider any further plea bargain agreements. Mr. McKay, do you want a jury trial or a bench trial?
A jury trial, Judge. And Judge, I see Norma Ferguson just sent me a chat. Yes, I have conferred with Jordan Brown on multiple occasions.
Okay. All right, and then to the state, I do not have a copy of the Acknowledgement of Discovery in my file. So if you could make sure that that has come through, please.
But I'll email it to you directly.
Thank you. All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Dan Rodriguez.
I have Curtis Mooneyhan.
And could you spell the last name for me, please?
Sure, it's Mooneyhan. He's on page 2 of your docket,
All right, and is it criminal trial division or family violence?
trial division.
right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
John Young back from Breakout Room.
Yes.
If you could put me in with my client, I'd appreciate it.
All right, John Young, is your client in custody or on bond?
Bond.
All right, is there an Anthony Salinas here? Anthony Salinas.
Yes, ma'am, right here.
All right, just one moment.
I was in 2 before.
All right, John, if you'll go back to breakout room number 2, and Mr. Salinas, if you'll go to 2, please.
Okay.
Ed Bartholomew. Ed Bartholomew.
It's Ms. Shipway. And it's
Just one
trial
moment.
division.
Just one second. I'm trying to find you on the screen. All right, is your video on, Ed?
Yes, ma'am. I'll do it
No,
in
it's
a minute.
not. That's why I can't see you. All right. Who is your client?
Ms. Shipway.
What's the first name?
Christina. She's on page 1, Judge, towards the bottom.
All right, she's not on my page 1.
Okay.
So you say it's Christine Shipway,
Yeah.
and is it family violence?
No, Your Honor, it's a criminal trial division, possession and a firearm.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
James Seeloff, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor, I got a plea offer. My client's not present. I can't get a hold of him. I tried on his phone, the only contact I have, and no voicemail available. And
All right, Mr. Seeloff, I give everyone till 10:30. If you want to zoom out and zoom back in at 10:30.
same number.
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll see you at 10:30.
thank you. Jeffrey
Thank you.
Martinez. I'm sorry.
Good morning,
Thanks.
Your Honor. Other Domingo Flores? Yes. Here.
And what is it, criminal trial division or family violence?
Your Honor, I believe it's an assault public servant. I believe it's a criminal trial division. I have received an offer prior. I believe my plea deadline has expired and we've submitted the discovery. We've signed that. My client
Domingo
wants a jury
Flores.
trial. Yes.
Domingo Flores, where are you?
Here.
All right, Mr. Flores, are you requesting a jury trial? All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you to a breakout room so you can discuss it with your attorney, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 5.
John Young back from Breakout
Mr.
Room.
Martinez, if you go to 5, please. Yes, Mr. Young?
Okay, I've conferred with my client. We still need a jury trial. And I have one request for the court. He is on GPS monitor.
All right, if you'll have him come back to the main room, please.
I thought I'd already did that. Is he still?
All right, and just give me one moment, okay? Kelly Piddle.
Good morning, Judge. I have Sybil Wilburn. It's a 701 case.
I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Okay, Judge, I actually have to go over to the court for in-person hearing in 144th. Can I log in about 30 minutes? That's
Yes.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Todd Carnado.
I have, excuse me, Jacob Borrego.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
Jacob who?
Borrego, Borrego. Borrego.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division's a possession case.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Paul Goki.
Good morning.
Paul, yes. Who do you have?
I have Charles Roman Ruiz, and I'm also requesting a bond reduction. This is my first appearance in
All right, is this criminal trial division or family violence?
criminal trial.
I'll send you to breakout room number 7. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Manny Rodriguez.
Good morning, Judge. I have a criminal trial division case, Jacob Wright. And I am expecting him. I don't know if he has his name on his phone.
All right, and that's WRIGHT?
Correct. Yes.
And it's criminal trial division?
Yes.
Okay, I'll send you to breakout room number 8.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Paul Goki's case is a special crime, so I'll see if I can get a hold of someone.
All right, thank you. Colin Hobbs.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I have Tristan. Sorry, I had this pulled up. Went away. I just got appointed on it yesterday, so it's a fresh case for me.
No problem.
Let's see. And of course, it is Francisco Tristan, Tristan.
And is it family violence or criminal trial division?
I believe it's family violence, Judge. Yes.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 9. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, there it is.
Andrew Froelich.
Morning, Judge. How are you?
Good morning. Great. Who do you have?
Xavier Garcia. Xavier Adrian Garcia.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division.
I'll send you to breakout room number 10. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Judge, may I be excused to do a informal competency motion quickly and come back?
Yes.
Not sure how far down on the list I am with senior prosecutor, but I will be back in a few moments.
All right, thank you. Ed Piker.
Morning, Judge. Sabian Robles, Criminal Trial Division.
Sabian Robles.
Yes, he's in custody.
All right, then I will send you to breakout room number 10.
All right, thank you.
And a prosecutor will meet you there.
All right.
Chris Simpkins. Chris Simpkins.
Yes, Judge. Sorry, I was muted.
Yes, who do you have?
Deborah Lund.
Just 1 second. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It says special crimes.
All right, we'll get a prosecutor in here for you.
Judge, and that's Freddie Ramirez. I did email him the Zoom link.
Yes. All right, just give us a moment. Paula Perez.
Judge, how are you?
Hello. Who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I'm sorry. I have Mr. Christopher Batu. It's CTD.
How do you spell the last name?
Battu.
And I'll send you to breakout room number 11.
Okay. And Judge, if I can just, I don't know if it's if I'm able to speak to Jordan Brown again. That's who I've been working with on the matter.
All right, I'll put down our Brown is requested.
Okay, thank you.
And that's number 11. And Chris Simpkins.
Yes, Judge.
I believe your client, Miss Long.
She's present.
Mind you, my mind is a steel trap. I remember her being somewhere shopping at the last hearing, and I said that she was to appear in court, and she's like, fine, I'll appear in court. That's where I want to be. So my question is, why is she on Zoom when she's supposed to appear in court? So if you want to speak to her about that.
We can come in, Judge. I believe it got reset and it got sent to her as a Zoom link.
No, she was here when I said, you are to appear in court. And she said, I want to appear in court, because what she was complaining about was it took so long for her case to hear, for us to hear her case.
But she's here on
Not
Zoom today, Judge.
knowing that, no, I told her to appear in court. So she knows that she's supposed to appear in court.
Ma'am, I was in court last week. I was inside the office and you told me to go back on Zoom. I sat in your
Megan Enriquez? Who do you have?
Yes, Judge, good morning. I'm here for on Everett Gonzalez, and it's a CTD case.
All right, Everett Gonzalez.
And he's
Yes,
present.
Judge, I'm here.
Okay, just one moment. I'll see you to breakout room number 12. The prosecutor will meet you there.
And
Great,
Your Honor,
thank
we're back
you.
with the breakout room.
Yes, all you have to do, you can go back to the breakout room on your own. You're still there.
We're done for the breakout room, Judge.
All right, just give me a moment.
Thank you.
Daniel De La Garza.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have a criminal trial division, Anthony Pletka, and this morning I've been conferring with Tom Nisbet.
Okay.
Daniel, man.
I'll send you to breakout room number 13.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Roland Arguelles.
Almost there, Judge. I'm here, I'm here for Vanessa Rosano. I spoke to her this morning. I don't see her name on here, but she might be labeled under one
Okay,
of the
what's her
multiple
last name?
phones. Rosano, Rossano.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 14.
Okay.
Your Honor, Jeffrey Martinez, I'm back from our breakout room as well.
Just give me a moment. John Roberson.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. I have Rafael Gonzalez. It's a criminal trial division case, and I have attempted to contact him, but been unable to do so.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30.
Okay. I will go to a couple other Zooms and I will log back in.
All right, Thomas
Thank you.
Hilly.
Morning, Thomas Hiller. I have Mr. Darnell heard, and I heard Darnell. I would like to talk to prosecutor in the criminal trial division, please.
All right, what's your client's full name, please?
I have a case number 2. It's
No, just need his name.
Heard, H-E-R-D. He's on Zoom. Darnell, D-A-R-N-E-L-L.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 15. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
All right, is there any defense attorney who has not been sent to the breakout room yet?
Ma'am, Paul Goki speaking. I represent Charles Roman Ruiz.
All right, just a second. Is there any attorney who hasn't been sent to a breakout room?
Jeffrey
Okay.
Martinez, they need to be sent with the prosecutor now, Your Honor.
Okay, were you already sent to a breakout room?
I was sent to file with my client, Your Honor.
All right, let me see. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. If a prosecutor could go to breakout room number 1, please. Paul Goki, you're back.
Yes, ma'am. My case is with special crimes. There's not a special crimes prosecutor available.
No, a special crimes prosecutor is coming in.
Yeah, yes, sir. And I also have a bond reduction request before the court. Can you tell me how the court will handle that and how to proceed?
All right, wait for the special crimes prosecutor and see if you can obtain an agreement with them. If not, then the court will hear it.
Today?
Yes, if special crimes has notice of it, yes. Ed Bartholomew, you're back.
Your Honor, I've conferred with the state. They're going to dismiss the case, Judge.
All right, and who's your client?
That would be Christine Shipley, Your Honor.
She's on page 11, Judge.
Thank you. All right, you're excused unless you have someone else with us.
No,
I
we
think
don't.
I've already received that dismissal and I've signed it.
Thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate the court's consideration. Have a blessed week.
All right, thank you. You too.
John Young, back to the breakout room, Your Honor.
Yes.
On Anthony Salinas, we've conferred with the prosecution. We still need a jury trial. Mr. Salinas has been released on a partial house arrest. He's just starting up his business of resurfacing counters again, doesn't have any money, and he asked the court to consider waiving the fees on his GPS monitor.
All right, Mayor, where is Mr. Salinas?
I saw him here just a minute ago.
All right, Anthony Salinas,
Right here.
could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you've been tendered an offer.
We have historically, he's turned that offer down, Your Honor.
All right, have you conferred with the state again, Mr. Young?
I have.
I'm sorry?
I have.
Yes. And Mr. Salinas, are you rejecting the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what that means, court will not consider any plea bargain agreements that are reached. I will schedule you for a jury trial. Mr. Young, do you want a jury trial or a bench trial?
Jury trial, Your Honor.
All right, we'll schedule you for a jury trial. And Mr. Young, you're stating there are some issues with the GPS?
GPS, Your Honor. Mostly it's just the fees, Your Honor. He's having a hard time meeting those and staying alive. We would ask the court to consider waiving the fees.
All right, I have no issue with waiving the GPS fees. To the clerks in the back, could I have a B page on 2020 CR 5977, please?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. If there's nothing else, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see.
I'll help you with that, Mr. Salinas.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How can I get to my attorney, Your Honor?
Your attorney will request you, and when they request you, I'll send you to the breakout room to speak with him. Right now, your attorney is conferring with the prosecutor.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? Any attorneys back?
I'm back. Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Hobbs.
Judge, I see my camera hasn't really had anybody in it the entire time. I'm happy to talk to him while I'm here. He's over at the jail.
Sorry, who are you asking to speak to?
Francisco Tristan, Your Honor.
All right. I will send him, let me see.
It's been an empty chair the entire time I've been here, so.
Oh, no, because they're working their way through to the rooms. If I send your client to that room, then what that means is that the prosecutor will not stop in that room.
No.
So do you want your client there?
I do, but it's the jail, and I've seen an empty chair the entire time.
Oh,
So
no,
there's
they will, they'll get your client.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm happy to talk to him today.
All right. Norma, can you make sure Mr. Tristan is there? Miss Lon?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Get her appear in court.
And Judge, is there a way to get the appointment order on this one sent over? Since it was one of Saul's cases, so it didn't come in the normal fashion. So I don't have
Yes.
that right now. Thank you.
You should have received it the normal fashion. I put it in the system last night, but I'll send you another appointment order.
It hasn't come through as of right now. It's not to say it won't come through at some point. So
All right. And Norma, can you check on, there's your client now.
thank you, Your Honor.
And I'll send him to breakout room number 9. Mr. Tristan, I need you to go to breakout room number 9. All right, any other defense attorney back from the breakout room?
I am, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Rodriguez.
On Mr. Curtis Mooneyhan, I believe he's listed under Moto E6. Is that correct, Mr. Mooneyhan?
Yes, it is.
Okay. We have reached an agreement with the state, and I would like to come on Thursday in order to enter into the plea.
Is there a reason we can't do this today?
I have Wilson District Court Zoom that I'm late for, and also 226 District Court Zoom that I'm late for, and I have a motion to reduce bond of the 226.
We can come back this afternoon. Norma, are we able to come back this afternoon on Mr. Moonaghan?
Of course.
Yeah, we'll come
Well,
back this
gonna be-
afternoon.
Okay, Your Honor, well, I guess the plea bargain is going to be for time, and it's going to be for time where he turns himself in 2 weeks. So,
All right, we'll see you back this afternoon
okay.
at 2.
Mr. Mooneyhan, 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
It will
Report
be
back
the
in.
same link.
And he can do by Zoom because he's not going to turn himself in today. Is
Yes.
that correct, Judge? Okay,
Yes.
by Zoom, Mr. Mooneyhan.
All right.
Wait a minute, before you leave, if you could give the state his email address and give the Ms. Ferguson his email address.
Just, yeah, text me. You can text me, Dan.
All right, I'm going to call you, Mr. Mooneyhan, when we get off, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
All right, see you then.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, may I approach, Your Honor? This is
Just
Raymond.
give me
Bell.
one moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone else here? Anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, Raymond Bell.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Good morning. Great. It's a beautiful Tuesday.
It is a beautiful Tuesday, Judge. I
Yeah,
want to
hopefully
first
the
start by
sun will
saying
come
I
out.
am very sorry about missing your docket Monday because I did not receive the notice until I didn't see it. It came in Sunday night and I didn't realize I had a court appearance yesterday. So I really am sorry about that. I'm
That's
here
okay.
on
We
Christopher.
reset it twice, but okay. Who are you here for?
I'm here on Christopher Garcia, Judge. This is the person who had a violation report that was sent in last week, and we had lost touch with him because we didn't have any good contact information, both mail or phone. I will represent to the court. He contacted me yesterday, Judge, out of the blue. I did get a phone number for him. He did indicate that he's been trying to contact his pretrial officer and has been leaving messages. I tried to give him a call this morning because I didn't realize that we were set again for this morning on the docket. And we weren't able to. No, I did. Oh, you did get a hold of him.
I'm right here, Judge.
Oh, there he is, Judge. And so he did make.
Yes, I'm right here. Yes.
So the whole purpose was just to confirm his contact information, Judge, because that was what the concern was on the violation.
All right. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial, Judge, but the problem is I'm actually starting a jury trial in a family law case virtual right now. I'll be out of pocket until probably Monday. We're
All
set
right.
for
Well,
court
the
next week.
ruling that the court has entered for him is going to stand. So if you need to go somewhere, of course you can go somewhere. But the ruling that I already issued for his non-appearance for yesterday, and for the fact that pretrial services couldn't get in touch with him, I believe I issued a bond increase.
Okay, Judge.
So if you all want to, if you want to Zoom back in here during your break at the trial, you can Zoom back here and we can take that up with Mr. Garcia.
Oh, well, I guess we could take that up right now, Judge, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get free.
All right, I'll send you to a breakout room. State, could you go speak with Mr. Raymond Bell? And could you give him top priority since he's in jury trial? I'm sending him to breakout room number 2. It's on Christopher Garcia.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ed Garcia.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I have Ernest Gonzalez, cause number 2019 CR 13282
Is that Gonzalez with an S or a Z?
with an S, Your Honor.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal Trial Division.
Okay.
I filed a motion to withdraw as counsel, Your Honor, on
Yes.
April the 8th.
And I saw your reasoning for that. Ernest Gonzalez, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, your attorney filed a motion to withdraw based upon his knowledge of the complainant and who the complainant is. Did you understand?
Yes, it is.
All right, and do you have any objections to his withdrawal?
From the misdemeanor case?
No, you are right now in felony court. He's requesting to withdraw from the case that you're in here for now.
Okay, and is it due to the conflict of interest of him knowing the complaint from the case
Yes.
before? Okay. And I have no problem with him withdrawing.
All right, are you going to be able to hire an attorney or you want one appointed to you?
Well, I would like him to hire an attorney.
All right, and before you go, Mr. Garcia, does he only have this one case? That's the felony?
Yes, Judge. Well, he's got the misdemeanor pending, but he's got other counsel on that case. I withdrew from that one back a while back.
Okay, Mr. Ernest, let me find him on the docket.
Page 8, Judge, page 8.
All right. All right, Mr. Ernest Gonzalez.
Yes.
I'm going to recall this in 3 weeks. At that time, you need to have another attorney if you want to hire one. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma, what's a recall date?
Give me 1 second, Judge. We can come back on May 4th.
All right, we're going to be back on May 4th. You can appear by Zoom. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Gonzalez or Mr. Garcia, can you, in the chat box, can you give the court coordinator, Mr. Gonzalez, email address, please?
I will, Judge. I'll do it right now.
All right, then you are both excused, and Mr. Garcia, your motion to withdraw is granted. And
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez, we'll see you back here on May 4th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Ed Piker.
Yes, Judge, I confer with the DA. They've made an offer. Like to be sent to my client. He's in custody. Talk with him a little bit.
All right, Mr. Robles, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 10 to speak to your attorney. Please go to breakout room number 10. All right, and the person who's listed as Mary Cooper, what's your name? In the blue shirt?
Jacob Wright. That's my sister, because I'm using my sister's phone.
No problem. All right, Ed Piker, you can go back to breakout room number 10.
Yeah, it didn't send me there, Judge. Nothing.
No, if
happened.
you'll just look at, oh my gosh, I just realized, Ed, you usually call in on a
I know.
landline.
About time you recognized.
Oh, Ed, if you just, are you on your computer?
Laptop,
Oh.
yes.
I think if you tap on the laptop, or either if you just look at the bottom where it says breakout rooms.
Okay, usually they come up, but nothing's coming up. But
Oh, it's because
wait. There you go. There's more.
Awesome.
Maybe it's more. I'm learning as I go here.
No problem.
Okay. Join breakout room. How about that? Thank you.
Awesome. Sure.
Got it.
Andrew Floric.
Yes,
Froelich?
Judge,
Yes.
I just wanted to, I'm back. I apologize that I had to jump out. You had me in breakout room 10 a minute ago, and I'm not sure if I lost my
Oh,
place.
no. What's your client's
Xavier
name?
Garcia.
I'm sorry, who?
Xavier Garcia. It's a DWI.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Honor.
You're welcome.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Hi, Judge. I talked to Mr. Garcia about the case. There's some extra complications. Apparently, there are going to be some new charges that are coming down. They received some additional police reports, and so we're going to have to address that, as they come in.
Yeah, that's pretty good deal.
And so, Judge, what I'd like to do, if it's possible, I visited with the prosecutor about it. I'd like to see if you'd be willing to reconsider reinstating his bond for now. We recognize that if the charges do come down, that the court's going to have to probably do a review of his bond conditions. That may include other things that, depending on what the charge is going to be and how they file it. But we're not going to be able to resolve the case today. It has nothing to do with my jury trial. It's just there's other cases outstanding that we're going to have to work through.
Norma, can you have someone zoom in here from pretrial services?
Yes, ma'am. I sure will.
All right, I'll reinstate his bond. He's not to leave here until he talks to pretrial services.
That sounds fine, Judge. And then I believe we got court next week anyway. Or no, we don't.
Just 1 second. Everyone, if you're not a part of this conversation, you need to mute.
Court was set for today, Raymond.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I got it confused. I apologize.
So Norma, when do you want us to come back? Can we get a 30-day reset?
Yes, ma'am. May 11th.
May 11th. That'll be fine, Judge. And Mr. Garcia and I are working on it, so.
All right, and Mr. Garcia, you need to stay here until someone from pretrial services show up. And the next time you come on this Zoom, you are not to be driving around. Do you understand?
Oh, I'm not driving, ma'am. I'm in the back. I'm in the back seat.
I know, you're the passenger. Yes.
Yep.
Next time, you need to make sure that you are not driving or in a moving vehicle. So we're going to recall it on May 11th.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, and to the clerks in the back, could I have 2021 CR 1825, the B page, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Good seeing
Good
you.
luck. You too. Bye-bye.
Hi, Judge. This is Megan Enriquez. I'm back from a breakout room, and I'd like to be placed in a breakout room with my client when you have a chance.
All right, and your client is Everett Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Everett Gonzalez, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your client. I'm sorry, with your attorney. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12. And Ms. Enriquez, if you'll go back to 12.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Kelly Piddle.
Morning, Judge. Can I get into a breakout room with David Martin, please, on Sybil Wilburn?
Judge, the pretrial officer will be logging in a few minutes.
Thank you. Kelly Piddle, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. And Eddie Garcia, unless you have someone else on our docket, you're excused. You're muted. Okay. Charles Bonk.
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Yes, who do you have?
Let's start with Jacqueline Jones, because
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
it is criminal trial division, Judge.
All right, and who else do you have?
I have Quincy Shields and Damone Wyatt. That's who I have, those 3.
And are they all criminal trial division?
No. Mr. Wyatt is trial division. Mr. Shields is is 701.
And Jacqueline Jones?
She is trial division as well.
All right, everyone. I've run out of room, but I'm going to send Charles Bonk to breakout room number 6. And it's criminal trial division and family violence on separate cases. You're welcome. Anton Hayek.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Who do you have?
Well, I have a Jeremy Cordova. It's supposed to be a plea, and we haven't got any paperwork yet, so I don't know what the problem is.
All right. Is it criminal trial division?
I'm sorry?
Is it criminal trial division?
Yes, Tom was dealing on the case this morning. He said he was going to get it together when he got to court. My client's sitting here waiting.
Okay. Is your client with you?
Yes. You want to come around, Jeremy?
Yes. All right. Can you give us an email? We'll need an email address for your client.
I've sent it twice. I'll send it again.
We have a judge.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Now that he's with me, I'm not sure how he's going to get it, but we'll figure it out.
Okay, great. We'll get it done.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Todd Coronado, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor, Deferred. I need to speak to my client in a breakout room. Jacob Bodego.
Thank you. Jacob Borrego, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7. Paula Pettis, you're back.
Yes, Judge, I have conferred with Jordan Brown again. So the defense is requesting additional time. We have a witness that Mr. Brown, I just gave the information to him today, and he made contact, but of course it was unsuccessful. So we're asking for a short reset so that way he has enough time on the state's behalf to get a hold of this witness.
Judge, that's correct. Last time we had extended, so I'd have time to talk to the witnesses they were going to provide. Ms. Perez informed me she had difficulty in getting his information, but she did give that to me today. I did call him today, but it was a direct to voicemail, voicemail left. Essentially, we have a case where defense's position is no offense, and the police report in the filed case obviously is a felony, so there's a big disparity. And we're hoping to talk to the third-party witness to kind of get some context for what happened from their point of view from a disinterested party.
All right, is this is a 2-week reset enough time?
I think that should be sufficient, Judge.
All right, Norma, can you recall Christopher Batu for 2 weeks, please?
Yes, ma'am. Let me, give me 1 second. They can come back on May 3rd, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on May 3rd.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
May we be excused?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Manny Rodriguez, you're back.
Judge, I believe we're going to have a plea this morning on Jacob Wright for agreed deferred adjudication probation.
All right, if you'll just put that in the chat box to Ferguson. And is your client on bond or is he in custody?
He's on bond and I see him on the Zoom now, Jacob Wright.
All right, if you will put his email address in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson and to the prosecutor.
I will do that.
So who are the parties who are waiting for a special crimes prosecutor?
Judge, I think I was will be signing in soon for Paul Goke.
Yes, he's here. Is Paul Goke here? All right, Chris Simpkins, you were also waiting for special crimes. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Yes, Judge.
And who's your client? Mr. Simpkins, who's your client?
Deborah Lund.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. And Oscar Salinas, just 1 second. All right, you should be able to go to breakout room number 4.
Your Honor,
Yes,
may I report back to the court on Anthony Pletka?
yes.
Okay, Tom and I have conferred. We have a deal pretty much, but the defendant and I need to review discovery. Tom's doing paperwork. May we recall for Thursday?
Can we come back at 2?
Well, Judge, that wouldn't be enough time for us to sit down and do that. We're set for tomorrow at 12.
All right. Norma, can you recall Mr. Pletka for tomorrow?
For tomorrow? Yes, ma'am.
The afternoon, Your Honor?
Do you need to do something in the morning with this case?
Well, I need to review the discovery with my client.
No, I mean, I understand that.
So
is there something wrong with the morning time, or do you want a different time?
We're set for, I had him set for 12 tomorrow. And also he's on GPS, Your Honor. So, well, how about this? Would you allow him to go to my office today, maybe at 2 o'clock? And then we would be set, we'd be good for the morning? Like, in other words, allow him some.
Yes.
Okay. All right, then that's perfect. Then tomorrow morning is wonderful.
All right, and usually when people are on GPS, they're allowed to meet with their attorneys.
But Your Honor, with the pretrial, the back and forth with pretrial and stuff, it usually takes more than 24 hours. But if you say that we can do it, then that's to me that's like an order to him, and I would.
If you just send me the request, you can email it to me and include the prosecutor in the email. What time you want him at your office, I will sign it.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Yes, Norma, can you recall Pletka for tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Danny, I'll send you the paperwork today, and then your client has to show up to the courtroom when y'all are done tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you, Mr. Garza. And if you'll just send that email with your, and include the prosecutor at what time you want Mr. Pletka at your office, the court will make sure that that's ordered.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Pletka, you're excused.
And Your Honor, may I make an announcement to the court on Ms. Rosanna's
Just give
case?
me 1 moment. Yes.
Yes, Judge.
I'm ready.
Oh, okay. We can get a 30-day reset so she can apply to the PTD program, Judge.
All right, just give me a moment. Norma, on Vanessa Rosano.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give us a PTD update date?
May 17th.
All right, we'll come back on May 17th.
Yes, Judge.
All right,
May
and
we
you
be
and your
excused?
client excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
All right, thank you, you too.
Judge, can you send someone to a breakout room?
Yes, just give me 1 moment, please. All right, who am I sending to a breakout room?
Xavier Garcia.
All right, is there a Xavier Garcia to what breakout room?
2.
All right, Mr. Garcia, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, please. All right, Colin Hobbs, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. I've discussed the case with my client, but I don't have offense reports, videos, etc. right now. So I'm going to ask the court for probably just a normal reset time to start going over and getting some of that information. I'm going to set an appointment with him at the jail to discuss the case a little bit further, and then hopefully we'll have a better update for the court next time.
All right. Norma, can you reset Mr. Francisco Tristan for 30 days, please?
May 17th, Judge.
All right, it'll be May 17th. Mr. Tristan, where are you?
I'm here, Judge.
All right, Mr. Tristan, we're going to recall your case for May 17th. That'll give you a chance for your new attorney to review all the discovery so that he can discuss the case with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Do you have any questions about the process?
No, ma'am, Judge. I'll just go ahead and leave it to my attorney's hands.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Norma, can you let them know that 14G can go back?
Thank you, guys.
Yes, and Mr. Hobbs, you're excused. Thanks for filling in.
Thank you, Your Honor. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Judge,
yes.
Sorry, Domingo Flores, I see that he is now in a separate room from his attorney. My understanding is that the plea was rejected, but is Martinez wanting to talk to us, or is there a reason they're in separate rooms? Do you know?
Okay, and who is it? It's Domingo Flores?
Domingo Flores is the defendant. Jeffrey Martinez is the defense attorney. They were put in a room together because the plea deadline expired. Who's the guy who didn't answer the question whether he wanted a trial this morning?
All right, I'm going to move Mr. Domingo Flores to number 1.
I didn't know if he's asking to talk to us or what was going on. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. All right, Kelly Piddle.
Yes, Judge. I've conferred with David Martin on civil Wilburn, and we are still requesting a trial.
All right, is this going to be a jury trial or is this going to be a bench trial?
Jury trial, Judge.
All right, have you received all the discovery?
I have, Judge.
All right, to the state, I'm gonna need a copy or, oh, wait a minute, I see I do have it. Okay, are you gonna have any pretrial motions? If you have pretrial motions that need to be heard, we can hear those by Zoom. Just file them and get in touch with Ms. Ferguson.
They've been filed, Judge. I'll get in touch with Norma and get them set.
All right, then we'll set you and your client for a jury trial. You and your client are excused. And again, for pretrial motions, get those set with Ms. Ferguson.
Will do, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, may I go into a breakout room with you and Marcus regarding our contested MTR tomorrow?
Yes, just give me a moment.
No problem.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's really good. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. What you see. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Ms. Wilburn, you're excused. Megan Enriquez, you're back.
Thank you. Yes, Judge. I've conferred with Marcus Sanders this setting and Tom Nisbet before. We don't have an agreement and we're requesting a jury trial. And we have signed a discovery acknowledgement as well, Judge.
All right, Everett Gonzalez, where are you?
I'm right here, Judge.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, my understanding is that you want a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state, I'll need the acknowledgement of discovery.
I just sent it this morning. You should have
All
it.
right, thank you. And Ms. Gonzalez, have you received all the, I'm sorry, Ms. Enriquez, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, Judge.
All right, are there any pretrial motions that need to be heard?
At this point, I'm not sure, but if we, as we confer with co-counsel, if there are any, we'll get them filed and set.
And that needs to, if you want it heard before trial, then you need to contact the coordinator so she can get that to you all and give you a date.
Understood. Okay.
All right, then we'll schedule you for a jury trial. You and your client, Mr. Everett Gonzalez, are excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great day.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Todd Carnano.
Your Honor, I'm asking for 30 days reset. Just I got offers from Jordan. I just want to go have some time to go with my client and he'll make a decision.
All right, just one moment. Have you had a chance to speak with your client?
I did, Your Honor, a little while ago on the breakout room.
Okay, so all he has is possession less than a gram. Is that correct?
That is it. Yes, ma'am.
All right, is your client in custody or is he on bond?
No, he's on bond.
All right, Mr. Jacob Borrego.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to give you a 2-week reset. At that, that's your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements. Norma, can you recall Mr. Borrego for 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. You can go back on May 3rd.
All right, we'll see you May 3rd. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the plea bargain or not. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you can appear by Zoom.
All righty.
You and your attorney are excused.
All right. Thank
Thank
you,
you, Your
ma'am.
Honor. Have a good
All right.
day.
And just give me one moment. Someone wanted to see me in a breakout room. Just give me a moment. Roberto Garcia.
I'm here, Your Honor, for Mr. Hines. I was in San Patricio County.
All right, what's your client's first name?
Mr. Hines, Lonnie Hines,
Okay. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
criminal trial.
All right, I will send you to breakout room number 3. And Mr. Martinez, you need to talk your client Domingo Flores out of the breakout room.
Okay, I'll go back to breakout room 1.
All right, and Kelly Kittle, I'll see you and Marcus in breakout room number 4.
Okay.
Were you previously in a breakout room?
3.
Okay. All right, and Marcus, if you can meet us in number 4. And before I go into the breakout room, has anyone talked to Thomas Hilly? He's in breakout room number 15.
Yes, Judge, I spoke with him and I think he's gonna ask for a reset.
All right, everyone, just give me one moment. Charles Blunt, do you need to speak to any of your clients?
I will speak. I'll speak to Jacqueline Jones.
All right, Ms. Jones, I'm sending you to breakout room number 6. And everyone, I will be right back.
Thank you.
All right, Norma, is the pretrial services officer here?
Yes,
I'm here.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with Mr. Christopher Garcia. My understanding you all had trouble reaching him.
I got him reported in for his orientation on March 25th. So he is currently in compliance and he has a next check-in date of May 25th by phone.
Okay. Can you let them know at pretrial services that they need to send updates to the court when they are able to get in touch with people? Because the last violation report I had, which you heard yesterday, was that you all had no contact with Mr. Garcia.
Okay, Christopher Garcia, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I will go ahead and let them know that we'll send an update. Did you want me to do
All right,
that
just,
right now?
just 1 second. Mr. Garcia, can you unmute yourself?
Excuse me?
Mr. Garcia, did you set up an appointment with pretrial services on March 25th?
I think it was May 25th with Miss Alexis Anzulda.
All right, I think this may be a different Christopher Garcia. This Anzulda, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with this Christopher Garcia. I'll send you to breakout room number 4. And Mr. Garcia, once you go to breakout room number 4 and speak with her, you're excused.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Charles Bond, did you go to breakout room number 6 with Jacqueline Jones?
I did, Judge. On Miss Jones' case, I need to get from Norma set for a date for a plea in a couple of weeks, and we're going to get this matter resolved.
Okay. Norma, can you recall Miss Jones back for a plea in 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am, May 3rd.
All right, see you
Okay.
May 3rd. The court is not going to accept any plea bargain agreements after that date. Ms. Jones, you are excused. Charles, can you make sure that the prosecutors know her email address?
Yes, I will. Secondly, Judge, I conferred with family violence on Quincy Shields, and there's still some ongoing, this is a relatively new case, and there's still quite a few ongoing discovery matters they're still trying to get to me.
All right, who did you confer with?
Joe Ray.
Joe Ray? Are you here?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Hi, what is happening with Mr. Shields?
Judge, we're asking for a regular reset. There's a few pieces of evidence I noticed that were missing. I'm gonna go in the office and see if they're there. If not, I need to request them.
All right, Norma, on Quincy Shields, can you give them a 30-day reset for discovery?
May 17th.
All right, we'll be back on May 17th. Your client can appear by Zoom.
And may my client be excused today? He's present with us.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Shields, you can log off. We'll talk soon. Thank you. And then finally, Judge, I still have one more trial division case I need to confer with somebody on, Damone Wyatt.
All right, let me
I
do
spoke to
this.
Tom before, so if Tom's around, that he'll be, or whoever, I don't care whoever, but whoever it is. That's the last thing I have.
Okay. All right, if you'll go back to breakout room, well, let me move you to breakout room number 5, and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ed Piker?
Yeah, hi, Judge. Could I talk to your CLO?
Yes. Let me see where you were. I'll move you to number 8.
All right, thank you.
And Rebecca, if you could go to 8, please. Andrew Frolick?
Muted, I'm unmuted. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
We have conferred with Mr. Sanders. He is going to check with Joe Ray since there's kind of a 701 case that's attached to it. My client likes the offer. I'm emailing Joe Ray and Marcus to kind of confirm that and put it in writing. And we'd ask for maybe a 2-week reset to get that all worked out.
Okay, is there a reason it can't be worked out today?
Not specifically, Your Honor. My client.
All right, let's make it happen.
Okay, we're working on
We're
that.
here. All right, if you'll put the agreement in the chat box to Ferguson Court Coordinator. And to the clerks in the back, could I have a B page on Mr. Pletka?
Yes, sir.
And that's for all his cases, please.
Your Honor, I have to go back to CPS court. Can I check in later with you on my case, or can I make a quick
No,
announcement?
just give me 1 second. All right. Yes, Mr. Hilly, what is happening with your client?
Your Honor, it's my first setting. Please give us one reset, and next time we will know whether or not my client will take the plea bargain, please.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Hurd, can you give them a 30-day reset?
And he's on.
May 18th.
Thank you. May my client.
Mr. Hurd?
Yes.
We're going to come back on May 18th, okay?
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Hilly, have you received all the discovery?
And then office to can be we're gonna know next time whether or not to offer, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, have you received all the discovery, Mr. Hilly? Mr. Hilly, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we'll be back on May 18th. Mr. Hurd, you're excused. Mr. Hilly, you're excused.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
I am Judge.
Yes.
I was with Mr. Simpkins. I don't know if
Yes.
he's still on.
I'm back, Judge.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah, so this isn't my case, but I took a look at it for Mr. Simpkins. I see his issue. There's a few photos that were uploaded to eDiscovery, and they look really pixelated, and they're in black and white from his point of view. We obviously have the color ones, or at least we should. I'll be looking at the file and making sure that he gets a color copy, one that he could kind of effectively prepare his case for based off.
All right, this has been going on since February 22nd. I extended the plea deadline date 2 weeks for a photograph, better copy needed. That's what was in my notes. Then we came back on March 10th. Defense attorney was receiving his vaccine. So then it was recalled for March 12th for discovery. Then it was recalled for for April 7th. It was recalled to today because the attorney was ill because of vaccine. I'm going to give you all 1 week reset. On that 1 week reset, that's it.
Okay, Judge.
And
Thank you, Judge.
that's the last plea deadline date. There will be no others. Norma, can you give them a 1 week reset?
Yes, ma'am.
Be excused, Your Honor.
No, just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Come back on the 26th.
Great.
All right, so we'll back on April 26th. On April 26th, an acknowledgement of discovery needs to be completed, and that's the plea deadline date.
Judge, I don't think his defendant has made it to the courtroom yet.
Okay, we'll let her know when she comes to the courtroom what her date is.
And I will call her and let her know to be there.
All right. You're excused, and your client needs to appear in person.
I will call her. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Do you need to appear in person in the next setting as well, or did you appear via Zoom in the next setting?
Next setting on April 26th, she needs to be in the courtroom.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. And then Paul Goki, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with Mr. Salinas.
Thank you.
All right, Oscar, if you could go back to breakout room number 4, and Paul Goki has Charles Ruiz.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment. Let me see if I have paperwork. Is there any other attorney who has not spoken with the prosecutor yet?
I haven't, Your Honor.
All right, and what is your name?
Elizabeth Russell. I'm here for Albert Van Cleve on Mr. Damian Olivo.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial judge.
All right, I will send you to breakout room number 6. And has someone from criminal trial division seen Charles Blanc in breakout room number 5, please?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else ready?
It's that Piker. I need to ask you something.
Yes.
Okay, on my guy Sabian Robles, the state has made an offer and we are going to take it. The issue is he has a juvenile hold. This is a deferred offer and he has a juvenile hold, but I think we have it worked out as long as juvenile and adult probation work to, in communication with Mr. Robles. if he eventually gets released on a monitor or something, that it can be worked out, but he wouldn't be able to start his probation, obviously, until he gets released or put on monitor or resolves those. So,
All right, we'll make that happen.
okay. So, I don't know if you want to try to do something today. Tomorrow would be pretty good for me if it's okay with you.
All right, are you all okay for doing it today?
I can, if you can give me a time. I'm booked up pretty solid, but I'll try to fit it in there if you tell me when it might be.
All right, as soon as the paperwork is done, we can do it. If you're available this morning, we can do it this morning.
Yes.
If you want to do it this afternoon, we can do it this afternoon. As
No,
soon as you all do the paperwork, we'll do it.
Okay, this morning would be fine.
All right,
So we'll start looking for the paperwork down on Robles.
okay.
Okay,
All right,
Can you
thank
send
you.
me your email,
Thank
please, in chat?
Alexander,
Yes, can you chat me your email?
I can give it to you. The chat is above my pay grade.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the THE law, LAW, offices with a S of, and then it's 5 initials. M as in Mario, E as in Ed, M as in Mario, J as in John, R as in Robert, at yahoo.com.
Pretty short. Your client's in custody?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
All right.
got it. I'll send it over.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, just give me one moment while I write out this order. All right, Paul Goki,
Good morning.
good morning. What is happening with your client?
This case is a little complicated because it starts with the Attorney General's office. And there's some discovery that I need to review. And we would like to request the court, is it possible for you to recall this case in the morning for a hearing on the bond reduction?
Is this going to be an agreement on the bond reduction or no?
No.
No, Judge.
No.
All right, State, will you be ready for tomorrow?
Yes, the state will be ready for tomorrow. And with regard to the discovery issues, because it's a possession of child porn, and there's quite a bit of discovery, he would actually have to at some point make an appointment into our office, since most of the evidence I can't upload to e-discovery, given the nature of it.
No, and all of that's understood. It's just a little complicated now.
Right.
All right, Norma. Can you recall Mr. Charles Ruiz in 30 days, and it'll be a discovery to make sure that you've seen whatever discovery you need to see, Mr. Goki?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And can we have a?
May
Just 1 second.
Ah,
When,
okay.
Norma?
May 17th?
All right, so we're going to come back on May 17th for discovery. State, with regards to the bond issue, are you able to do that this afternoon, or do you need that tomorrow?
I'm free whenever, Judge.
All right, we can do that this afternoon, or we can do it this morning.
We're not able to do it tomorrow morning, Your Honor. It would give me an opportunity to be a little better prepared given the nature of this case.
All right, have you filed the motion?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's been on file.
All right, Norma, do we have any openings tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. Is he gonna have any witnesses?
Yes,
Then you need to come back in the afternoon.
tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, sir.
What time?
2 o'clock.
It's at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for an evidentiary hearing on a bond reduction. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I've got that. Thank you kindly, then may we be excused?
Yes, you're excused. See you tomorrow. Norma,
Thank
can you let them know 14F can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Salinas, unless you have anyone else with us, you're excused.
Great, thank you, Judge. I'll
Yes.
submit my exhibit via email.
All right, thank you. And can you make sure you include Mr. Goki in that email?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, may I be excused? I have a verdict from a bench trial in County Court number 5. I can come back.
Yes.
I know that Joe Ray just got back to me on the offer that Marcus had made. And so
Sure.
we're kind of circling that, but I can pop back in a few minutes.
Yes, no problem.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. All right, anyone else back from breakout rooms?
Ruperto Garcia, Your Honor.
Yes.
Can I speak with Mr. Hines for a little bit to see if anything's changed? The offer stayed the same, but I just want to make sure.
All right,
Okay.
Mr. Hines, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 to speak with your attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome. James Seelock, you are back.
Yes, Your Honor. Macias, he failed to appear this morning and I have not been in contact with him.
All right. Is there a prosecutor available to hear this?
I talked to our prosecutor already, Your Honor.
No, I mean, we're going to call the hearing.
Okay.
All right. And Mr. Garcia, it should have popped up for you to go to breakout room number 2. Thank you. All right. Maria, are you ready?
I'm ready, Judge.
Court is calling 2021 CR 1908, State of Texas versus John Eddie Gomez Macias. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Alexandra Williamson.
For the defense?
James Seelaw.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:30 a.m. Deputy Laura, has there been a John Eddie Gomez Macias in the courtroom at all?
No, Your Honor.
And for the record, he has not been on the Zoom screen. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor, and I tried with the only number that was given to me by the court appointment, and there was no voicemail, no contact.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, we'd request that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant for his arrest.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you have any contact with your client, have him present himself to the court and the court will reconsider.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, and with that, we'll close the record. Thank
Stay
you for
safe.
coming back. Have a good one. You stay safe too. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Jeffrey Martinez, Your Honor, I'm back.
Yes.
I did get a revised offer from Mr. Brown. I wanted to see if I could have some time to go over that with my client.
All right, is your client in custody?
He is Domingo Flores. He is here in the Zoom meeting, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Flores, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3 so your attorney can discuss the offer with you. If you could go to breakout room number 3 for me, please, Mr. Flores.
Yes.
And Norma, can you see if you could get Maria Brecto in here, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia, you're back. Mr. Garcia, you're muted.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. I just wanted to make sure he may give me some final decision on whether he was still considering, if he was considering a plea at all now, or just proceed to trial. He wants to proceed to trial.
All right, can you have Mr. Hines come back to the main room, please? If you can go to breakout room number 2 and have him come back. Mr. Garcia,
Yes, Your Honor.
could you go to breakout room number 2 and have your client come back to the main room, please?
I will, Your Honor.
Xavier Garcia, who is your attorney?
It's going to be Andrew Froelich.
All right, just give us a moment. Tom, were you able to go to breakout room number 5?
What am I doing in breakout room number 5? Sorry, I'm just making some calls. I'm fixing stuff.
Oh, no problem. Charles Blanc is there and Damon White. He said he was conferring with you.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
We're back, Your Honor.
All right,
Garcia.
Mr. Hines,
I
could
think
you
he's
unmute for
muted.
me, please? All right, Mr. Hines, my understanding is that you're requesting a trial.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, do you want a jury trial or do you want a bench trial?
Right now, Your Honor, he was asking for a a jury trial, but we're gonna keep talking about it. He has access to my phone. He'll keep calling. I told him to think about it and let me know.
All right, Mr. Hines, your plea deadline date has expired. So what that means is that the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements that are reached. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and to the state on Mr. Hines, I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery. Mr. Garcia, have you received all the discovery?
I've received all of it, Your Honor.
All right, then what we will do is we will set you for a jury trial, Mr. Hines. Do you have
Yes,
any
ma'am.
questions about the process?
No, ma'am. All right, no. No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Hines, we'll have you sent back then. Good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Norma, Mr. Hines is going to be set for a jury trial, and can you let them know 14E can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Garcia, unless you have someone else with us, you're excused.
I don't have anybody else, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ready to go.
You're good?
She said, be back. Yeah. She just said, let them know.
Huh?
She just said, let them know I can go back.
Okay.
Yes, he's excused. Norma, I'm going to put in the chat box the attorneys that are needed.
Yes, ma'am.
Charles Bunk, you're back.
Yes, Judge, I am. Is my client present that I can break out with him?
All right, Damon Wyatt, where are you?
He's
Okay,
Galaxy
if you
A.
can unmute, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty, I'm gonna send you to a breakout room with your attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
on Sabian Robles, he's no longer in his chair.
Okay, I will call the jail.
All right, thank you. And when you call them, can you tell them to have him come to the main room, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right,
Judge, do you have his chair number?
Just 1 second, I'll be able to tell you.
Okay, thank you.
14H. All right, and to the attorney on Jacob, who's the attorney on Jacob Wright?
Manuel Rodriguez, Judge. Good morning.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. The prosecutors will let you know if they have all the paperwork. I'm sorry, the clerks will let you know if they have all the paperwork, and they'll swear your client in.
Excellent.
So Mr. Wright, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, please. And Mr. Rodriguez, if you'll go to 1. And the clerk will meet you in breakout room number 1. Jeffrey Martinez, what is happening with Mr. Flores?
Your Honor, we've given an offer. I've been trying to go it over with my client. Right now, he's just set in your court today for his criminal trial case. He also has a pending family violence case.
Oh, they're both set at the same time. Do you need to speak with the family violence prosecutor?
If I may, Your Honor.
All right, is there a family violence prosecutor available to speak with Jeffrey Martinez?
Yes, Judge, I can. Joe Ray.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And is there also a CTD prosecutor, I guess, who can go in there as well? Because his client, Domingo Flores, has 2 cases. And if you all can let family violence know which one is going to take precedent or whatever you all decide to do.
Okay.
And Anton Haig, have you received paperwork yet?
No, I haven't.
All right, we're gonna see who is sending you paperwork.
Believe it's David
family
Bond.
violence, Judge. Anton had been sending emails to us in CTD, reminding us. I spoke to David an hour or more ago. Family violence is aware, and they're working on it.
All right.
Yeah, I already
so
sent it out.
Can you see where it is, David?
What is this?
It's sitting in Anton's email. aph@antonhayek.com.
Oh, you're muted, Anton.
I've been checking.
Did it maybe go to your spam by accident?
Shouldn't. Okay. Now I got two different things. Thank you.
All righty.
Probably missing the agreement to do this by Zoom. Okay, might as well get Jeremy in here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, I just need to, Anton can put in the chat what the plea offer was, please.
All right, David Martin, can you send to Norma what the plea bargain agreement is on Jeremy Cordova in the chat box, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Jerry, come get your little chair here.
All right, who's the prosecutor on Manny Rodriguez's client?
I think it's Mr. Sanders.
All right, thank you.
Is my client still in the breakout room? I'm gonna go check.
All right, thank you. All right, Maria, if you can show your video for us, please. All right, anyone who's not a part of this hearing, I'm going to ask that you please mute. And Mr. Wright, if you could unmute yourself, please.
Okay.
The court is calling 2021 CR 1799, State of Texas versus Jacob Wright. If I can have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense.
Good morning. This is Manuel Rodriguez. I represent Mr. Jacob Wright.
And are you Mr. Wright?
Yes, I am.
We're proceeding, thank you. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objection, Mr. Rodriguez?
No objection, Judge.
Mr. Wright, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review that with your client?
Yes, I have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Wright, I'm going to show you a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Wright, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are.
Mr. Wright, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand what you're charged with by indictment is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 grams to 4 grams. That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision?
I'm sorry, Judge. I think someone is speaking. Can you hear them?
Yes, I
Someone is
can.
speaking.
Just
I
one
didn't
moment.
quite hear everything you said.
All right. Mr. Wright, did you understand that if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Wright, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting a $1,000 fine. The state recommends deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution of $60 to the San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. Mr. Wright, did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, there have not.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
Yes, the state offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections at all.
Mr. Wright, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
All right, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I would like to say on behalf of Mr. Wright that I'll ask the court to accept the plea bargain, and he's been one of the best appointed clients I've had, always in great communication with me, answering calls, return calls, and I believe he'll be successful on this probation.
All right, Mr. Wright, I'm going to ask you some questions, and the questions that I'm asking you are not to trap you, but it's to figure out what conditions to set for you so that you can be successful on this deferred, okay?
Okay.
All right, so when is the last time you used?
It's been about a month.
So if you're tested today and know that you're going to be drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
It should be negative.
Okay. All right, we're going to end up doing a UA today, okay?
Okay.
So what's your drug of choice?
Methamphetamines.
And when did you start using?
So that would be about somewhere in the area of 16 when I first used.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
What are their ages?
My son is 21. My daughter is 16.
All right. Do you have any contact with your daughter?
Yes, I do.
All right. Is Child Protective Services involved?
She's in a group home. That's where she was staying in California. They had some issues.
All right. Are you employed?
Yes, I am.
And where do you work? And when I say where you work, I really mean, what do you do?
I'm a warehouse worker at the Texas thrift store.
Okay. At the Texas where?
Texas thrift store.
Okay. So how are you maintaining your sobriety? What do you do?
Try to stay busy, just working, staying away from everybody, going to meetings when I can, which I had been having a hard time here up until I got a car here.
All right. So what is happening with Taylor Lane? When's the last time you saw Taylor Lane?
I saw her like maybe a month after that happened. That's the last time I saw her.
All right. And what's your relationship to the person who's driving you?
Who's driving me? That's my sister.
All right. And is your sister helping you with your sobriety?
Yes.
Do you live with your sister?
Yes, I do.
All right. Can your sister hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, I can.
All right. We're going to need your help for him to stay clean and sober. If there are issues with his sobriety, I'm going to ask you to contact probation. It's not my intention. I take no joy in sending people to prison, but sometimes it truly does take a village to help people remain clean and sober.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court's going to follow your agreement. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There will be $1,000 fine that will be probated. There's to be a UA today by 2:30 p.m. If you get there before 2:30, that's great. CPS compliance, if any. Proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment with vulnerable persons. So that means you're not allowed to be a home health care provider or work in any employment where you're supervising minors. There's to be no contact with Taylor, Taylor, Lang, Lang. Restitution of $60 to San Antonio Police Department for drug testing. 120 hours of community service restitution. There are going to be field visits once per month, but random. And if you're able to Zoom, there'll be regular Zoom reporting to probation, or you need to report in person. So if you're unable to Zoom, then you're to report in person. Going to do random UAs or the patch. People who are working, I give them a choice to do the patch, because with random UAs, they can call you at any time for you to do a drug test. The patch is just what it says. It's a patch that they put on your arm, and it will monitor whether or not there are any illegal substances being taken by you. And then at a certain period in time, they will tell you when to come in so they can remove the patch. So you don't remove the patch, they place it on and they're the party that removes it. The patch is slightly more expensive than just the random UAs. So I give people a choice if they want to do the random UAs or the patch. And there'll be outpatient treatment with probation. Mr. Wright, is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful on this deferred adjudication?
Not that I can think of, no.
All right. Ms. Reyes, is there anything that he needs in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right. And then, Mr. Wright, if you ever need any help, any extra classes, just ask for them. It's not a sign that you are doing horribly on probation. It's just a sign that you know what you need to do in order to remain clean and sober.
Okay.
All right. And while you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink any alcohol as well. Do you understand?
Yes, I don't drink.
All right. I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
All right. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we'll go off the record. Mr. Wright, let me tell you what I've learned in my experience. People usually give up one addiction for the other. For some reason, people who are sober, sometimes they will take up the habit of smoking, nicotine, vaping, whatever. Take up a healthy habit instead of that, right? They tell me that what's healthy is eating green beans. Manny, I didn't realize it, but they say with dogs and with animals, don't give them all of this extra stuff, just feed them green beans. Who knew? So my understanding, green beans will provide you whatever you need. So put some green beans or sunflower seeds in your pocket instead of picking up a habit that's not healthy, okay?
Okay.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez, you have dogs. Did you hear about the green beans for dogs?
I have never heard that, Judge.
Yes. And they
Wow.
even say, just for everybody who want to sit out and feed the ducks, they say don't give ducks bread, that you need to give them green peas because the bread doesn't work well with their system.
Makes sense.
All right. So, Mr. Wright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. Probation will go over all conditions with you. Mr. Rodriguez, you're free to go into the breakout room with him, or if not, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. I would like to go into the breakout room.
All right, I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 2. And Rebecca, if you'll go to breakout room number 2.
Have a great day, Judge.
All right, thank you. You too. All right, I'll see if I have any other paperwork to sign.
Judge, can I break out with Tom again?
All right, just give me one moment, everyone, just 1 second. Let me just sign this paperwork. All right, and Jeremy Cordova, I'm gonna send you to a breakout room and the clerk will go over the paperwork and let you know if they've received everything.
And Judge Ed Piker needs to go into a breakout room with his client Robles, who's in custody. They're doing paperwork.
Okay,
Thank
just
you.
give me 1 second. So breakout room number 1, Anton Hayek, if you'll go there. Charles Blanc, if you'll go back to breakout room number 4. And Tom, if you'll go back to breakout room number 4, Charles said he needed to speak with you. And then I'm trying to find you on the screen, Ed Piker. Ed, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 5.
All right. Thank you.
And Mr. Robles, I don't see his client on the screen. Norma, do you have Mr. Robles?
He's in 14H in custody, Your Honor.
I think that seat is empty, but I'll send him to breakout room number 5. All right, and then Charles Blanc, if you'll just go back to the room you were in.
I will, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Robles, do you see the invite to go to the breakout room?
No, I do not.
All right, I sent you to breakout room number 5. If you go to the bottom of your screen, do you see where it says breakout rooms?
Yeah.
Okay, click on that.
Yeah. Okay. I see it.
Thank you. All right, Elizabeth Russell.
Yes, Judge, we conferred. I do have an offer. However, I have no client contact.
Okay.
I have reached out to the bond company. He did not check in with them after release.
All right, is there anyone available, a prosecutor available for me, please? Oh, Marcus, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, okay, now we can. All right, can I have the court reporter, please? Maria?
Ed, can you go back to the breakout room? Your client's in there.
I'm here, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 1658, State of Texas versus Damian Cruz Olivo. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Elizabeth Russell.
All right, this case was set at 9 a.m. It is now 11:13 a.m. To the courtroom. Has there been a Damian Cruz Olivo in the courtroom at all today?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
And he has not been on the Zoom screen. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, I have not, Your Honor.
What contact have you attempted?
We sent a letter to the address we have on file, as well as calling the phone number provided in the offense report. No phone number was provided at the time of appointment. We've also reached out to Ronhell Bail Bonds, the bail bond company used at the time of arrest. And my client, Mr. Olivo, did not check in with Ronhell Bail Bonds at his release.
All right, state.
Because we are asking that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that'll be granted, and I'll remand your client without bond. If you have any contact with your client and he presents himself, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused. Nathaniel Navy.
Yes, Your Honor. I have Ricardo Betancourt set for today. The state let us apply for the PTD program. We have the application. We'll be turning that in today.
All right, Norma, on Ricardo Betancourt. Can we have an update for PTD?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second, Judge.
All right, thank you. And then Mr. Martinez, I'll take you up right after this.
We can do the 17th of May, Judge.
All right, we'll come back on May 17th.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. All right, Jeffrey Martinez, what is happening with your case?
Your Honor, I did get a combined offer from Mr. Brown and Mr. Garcia. It is an opposed offer right now. We would ask for a week. The state will reevaluate that opposed. My client got shot multiple times in January as a victim. I need to provide the state with his medical records that he has with him on hand. I need to go meet with him, get them, provide them to the state. I'd ask a week to do that. Then they'll reevaluate that opposed offer because of that incident. So.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Flores, can we recall this in 1 week, please?
Oh, yes, Judge. Give me 1 second, Mr. Ford. On the 26th, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on April 26th.
Thank you.
All right.
Maybe we excuse.
Yes.
Typically, you can log off. I'm going to give you a call.
And Judge, I'm reporting back to see if my client Rafael Gonzalez showed up.
No, he has not. Is there anyone available from CTD or any prosecutor available?
I can, Judge.
All right. Court is calling. I'm sorry, Maria, are you ready?
I'm ready, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 1788, State of Texas versus Rafael Gonzalez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
John Robertson.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:18 a.m. Deputy Laura, has there been a Rafael Gonzalez in the courtroom at all today?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
And he has not been on the Zoom screen as well. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have not, Your Honor.
What attempts have you made to contact your client?
I attempted to contact him and I contacted pretrial services, received contact information, tried to contact them, and I have not been able to get a hold of him.
All right, state.
State requests that his bond be forfeited and warrant issued.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you have any contact with your client and your client presents themselves, just let the court know and I'll reconsider.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. May I be
Thank you.
excused?
Yes. All right, Mr. Wright, you're excused unless you have something else with us. All right, thank you. Have a good day. All right, Andrew Froelich.
Now I'm unmuted. Judge, working on paperwork right now. Just got it from the prosecutors. My client and I went over it and he is signing it at this time.
Okay. And Norma, do you know what happened to the attorney who was here on Paul Ballou's case, Angel Aranda?
Sorry, Judge, I was trying to unmute. Aranda?
Yes, it's on page 11.
That one's getting recalled for tomorrow, Judge.
Okay. And then have you had in contact with Maria Brito?
Judge, I put it in the chat.
All right, thank you.
Or can I see you in a breakout room really quick, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Okay.
Hey, David, are you there? It's Robert.
Yeah, what's up?
Anton Hayek's asking if you can join that breakout room with them really quick. He's in.
Tell him I got his message, and we can
why?
just have the judge change it to a cap on the paperwork.
Okay, I'll let him know. Thanks.
Alexandra, I just sent you an email.
Okay, reading it now. Rebecca, do we need him to sign it or can the judge just order it?
If probation does it, he needs to sign it and the judge orders it. He'd still need to sign it, but if he refuses, they can just let the judge know he refused. And then if she wants to do an NTR.
I mean, I don't want him to, like, he's like negotiating.
I know, I laughed when I saw it.
Like, honestly, I'm more concerned about the community service. How much does he have?
I think it was like around 50 something, if I'm not mistaken, just under 60.
Okay, can you, well, I can respond directly to PO.
Okay.
I laughed. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Mr. George Garcia. Norma, can you make sure that they put George Garcia? All right, and Manny Rodriguez. Hi. The client that you're appointed to is George Garcia Jr.
Okay.
And I'll send you to a breakout room.
I got like a couple minutes or
Several
something.
cases.
Okay. What's up, Andrew? What's going on?
Just
All right, and I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Could somebody go to breakout room number 2 to confer with Manny Rodriguez on George Garcia, please?
All right. Thank you. I'm fed up, huh? Hello, Your Honor?
Mr. Navahar, I'm going to need
Yes.
you to be quiet, okay?
Okay, Your
Look,
Honor.
we're going to get your attorney here for you, all right?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you need to make sure your mask gets pulled up over your nose.
Happy?
Judge, I think Robles needs to be sworn in.
All right, I haven't received any paperwork, but I'll send you to breakout room number 1, Mr. Robles.
It should be with the clerk at this point, I think, Judge.
And Ed Piker, I'll send you to 1 as well. And the clerk will swear you in.
All right.
All right, Mr. Froelich, you're still working on paperwork?
No, Judge, we should have that in.
All right, Charles Blanc on Damon Wyatt.
Yes, Judge. It appears I need to get that set on the trial docket.
All right, Mr. Wyatt, can you unmute, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, my understanding you're requesting a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, do you want a jury trial or a bench trial?
We'd like a jury trial, Judge.
Norma, then this will be a jury trial, and state I'll need the acknowledgement of discovery done. Mr. Blanc, have you received all the discovery in this case?
That I'm aware of, yes.
All right, we'll schedule you for a jury trial.
Thank you, Judge. May we both be accused?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Here I come, fat boy.
Judge, I just sent you a chat.
All right, thank you. All right. All right, Mr. Robles, were you sworn in? You're muted.
Yes, ma'am, I was sworn.
All right, as soon as the court receives the paperwork, then we'll take the case up.
Yes. Okay, thank you. In my case, can you show some paperwork? Why was in the VA?
And Norma, were you able to get George Garcia?
Let me check, Judge. Give me 1 second.
All right, thank you. All right, who are the parties on Mr. Robles's case?
Ed Piker.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, sir. Yes. Okay.
Court is calling 2021 CR 2310, State of Texas versus Sabian Anthony Robles. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Alexandra Williamson.
For the defense?
Ed Piker.
And are you Sabian Robles?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Robles, this is what we're going to do. There appears to be a lot of noise on your end, and the court reporter needs to take down a record. Are you able to mute and unmute yourself?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All right, so if you could mute yourself, if, of course, unmute yourself if you have any questions about anything, and if I ask you a question. All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No objection.
All right, and off the record for a moment. Rebecca, this is Sabian Anthony Robles. It's 2021 CR 2310. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Robles, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I did.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Mr. Piker, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Robles, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive it. We waive it.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we are proceeding on count one only, waiving count two.
Any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Robles, I'm showing you a document entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did.
Did you understand what you're charged with? This theft, $2,500 to $30,000 of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I did.
Did you understand that if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I did.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and we can go off the record for a moment. Is there a criminal trial division prosecutor available to go to breakout room number 2 to speak with Manuel Rodriguez on George Garcia, please? All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Robles, did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Robles, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor. No one has forced me.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 1 only. There's a $1,500 fine. The state recommends deferred adjudication. The state will take in consideration County Court Cause number 653074. There's to be restitution, if any, to Sierra Diaz. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement, Mr. Robles?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I have.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
It is with the agreement that I can address you on the fine at the appropriate time.
All right. State, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, Mr. Robles, I'm showing you the document entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that document? I'm sorry, did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours community service restitution, and the life skills course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in count 1 of the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and attachments.
We've had an opportunity to review them. No objection.
Mr. Robles, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, with regard to the plea bargain agreement, I'd ask that you follow it with the exception of the fine. I'm asking you to probate it or not assess it at all. The reason being, Sabian's 17 years old. At this time, if the court does grant the deferred adjudication, he won't be released. He will then be transferred over to juvenile to address some issues over there. Talking with the probation officer over there, he could be there for quite a while, or after several detentions, maybe possibly given a monitor. But anywhere from a few detention hearings to, she actually said, a couple years. So with that in mind, I'd ask that the fine not be assessed, and that additionally the probation departments work together so that if Mr. Robles is put on probation by this court, that he be ordered to report to adult probation when he's put on a monitor or released from the juvenile case altogether to begin his probation. He won't be able to do these things until he's either on monitor or released from juvenile.
All right, Mr. Robles. I'm not going to ask you any questions about your juvenile cases, but I do have a few questions for you. Did you graduate from high school?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I got arrested, and I was arrested for up to.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, sir. Excuse me.
You need to speak up. Stop bumbling.
I got arrested. So I was arrested for up to almost half a year, and I just dropped out. And when I came out of juvenile, I just started working instantly.
What's up with all the tattoos on your hands?
So
what does that say?
It says family first.
And who is this family we're speaking of?
My family, meaning my mom, my dad.
I can't hear you. So you're saying your mother and your dad?
Yeah, mi familia, my mother, my dad, my sister, my brother.
All right, you obviously have not been putting me first because you continue to pick up these cases. You understand?
I don't see why it's that long and that extent, you know what I mean?
I understand, but my situation is like kind of different. When I say mi familia, I don't mean my doctor.
You'll have to speak up, sir, because I could barely hear you. Could you just speak up?
When I say my familia, I don't mean my adopted parents. I mean my real parents, my real mom, my real dad, my real sister. I haven't seen them. I haven't had contact with them since I was a little kid. That's why I got the tattoo. My family first.
All right, I'm sure there's a reason for that, right? Child Protective Services was involved. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, look, Mr. Robles, everybody has a hard life. There are some people whose lives have been harder than yours, right?
Yes.
Slaves' lives were harder than yours.
Okay.
So at some point in your life,
I'm sorry.
it is no longer your parents' fault. It is no longer your adoptive parents' fault. It's no longer the life that you were given. It becomes your fault because at some point in time, you have to make choices and you need to make choices to do better. You have made your life so much difficult than it had to be. So right now, you're a person who has criminal charges, has no high school diploma. You understand? But I'm going to help you get back on the right track. So I'm going to give you the tools you need to get on the right track. But whether or not you take advantage of that, that's completely up to you. If you want to continue the way you're continuing, what's going to end up happening is you're either going to end up spending the rest of your life in prison, or either you may end up dead, or something else may end up happening to you that's worse. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a $1,500 fine. That'll be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 653074. Restitution of any to Sierra Diaz. 120 hours of community service restitution. The life skills course. You are going to obtain your GED or obtain some type of trade. Do you have any children?
No, Your Honor.
All right, can we go off the record?
Yes.
We probably want to keep it that way, you understand? So you're going to keep it that way until you get your life in order, because you don't need to bring children into a life of chaos, all right?
Your Honor.
All right, we can go back on the record. There's going to be weekly reporting to probation by Zoom or in person. This, all of these conditions, Rebecca, they're to happen upon release from custody.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want him to go to some type of job skills or job training course. And even though he doesn't have a child, let's go ahead and let him do parenting classes just in case he has any ideas about that. And there'll be random UAs. And when he's released, I'm going to want a 6 p.m. curfew unless he's at work or in school. And there's going to be proof of employment within 30 days of release, but no employment with vulnerable people.
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't hear that last portion. No
I'm sorry.
employment with.
Vulnerable people. So that means that you're not to be a home health care provider or do any work that involves you supervising minors.
Yes, yes, ma'am. But I had a question. You said there is proof to be proof of working after 30 days of employment.
No, 30 days of release from custody.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, if I go to juvenile and I'm there for more than 30 days, would that be held against me? Like,
no, because my orders are that these orders are going to take place upon your release from juvenile. So once you're released, then this is what will happen, okay?
Okay.
All right, is there anything else you need to be successful, Mr. Robles?
No, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Robles, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Robles, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. I want you to be patient when you go there because I have to take up another matter with probation. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3, and Mr. Piker, if you go to 3.
All right.
And Xavier, let me see, Mr. Garcia, the inmate, I'm sending you to breakout room to meet your attorney in breakout room number 2. All right, who are the parties on Jeremy Cordova?
IAC, we're ready, Your Honor.
Who's the prosecutor?
It was Dennis Martin.
All right, David Martin.
David, yeah.
David,
Dennis is here.
Thank you.
Dennis is here.
All right.
That's good. Thank you, Dennis.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2707, State of Texas versus Jeremy Daniel Cordova. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please?
Yes.
David Martin for the state.
Anton Hagen for the defendant, Jeremy Cordova.
All right, and
They're
everyone.
right here.
All right, thank you. Just give me one moment. Mr. Acevedo, I'm going to send you to a breakout room, and could someone from the state go to the breakout room and speak with Mr. Acevedo and his client, Stephanie Gomez? I'm going to send him to breakout room number 4. All right, and are you Mr. Cordova?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, ma'am.
Objection.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cordova, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Cordova, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hayek, I'm showing you a document entitled Acknowledgement of Discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I believe I have, Your Honor. I reviewed I did stuff with him.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Cordova, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waived the reading of the indictment.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are.
Mr. Cordova, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is assault, family choking, strangulation? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call them, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked? The court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, he has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He's currently competent, legally sane, but he was so intoxicated, he doesn't remember doing anything. Just why we're pleading no contest.
Right. Is he currently competent?
Yes, he is.
All right. Mr. Cordova, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. The state will make no recommendation to your application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. State will take in consideration 2019 CR 8711, County Court Cause numbers 650358 and 614372. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, no possessions of firearms, and $100 to an approved family violence center. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Not correctly, Your Honor. It's a 6-year cap, not 6 years to do.
Is that correct, defense? I'm sorry, state?
If you can change it to a cap of 6 years, Judge.
All right. Then
He's
Mr.
not married to the victim, Jordan, who's been rather mentally imbalanced the last few months, but they have a 3-year-old child. So it should be no harmful, injurious contact with Jordan.
Okay, we're not at that point yet. So with regards to the cap of 6 years, I'm going to reread the plea bargain agreement. The plea bargain agreement is a cap of 6 years in the prison. The state will remain silent on your applications. They will take in consideration 2019 CR 8711, County Court Cause number 650358, 614372. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, no possession of firearms, $100 to an approved family violence center. Mr. Cordova, did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That's our agreement, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that there be a TAP evaluation and no contact with Jordan Whitley, WHITLEY. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Offer states one with the attachments.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Cordova, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt. And we will set this for sentencing. Norma, what's a day we can come back for sentencing?
Give me 1 second, Judge. You can come back on May 26th.
I'm sorry, May when?
26th?
All right, we'll be back on May 26th. Mr. Cordova, I'll make a decision on your application based upon the report that I received from probation and any other evidence that's submitted to me. If someone is going to be requesting that there be contact with the complainant in this case, then the court will need to hear from the complainant. And Mr. Cordova, I'm going to order a TAP evaluation. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Just wait there patiently. Probation will come and go over conditions with you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
We have matters to present for the PSI. Do you want me to give that to you and the prosecutor directly or send it to?
No, it goes to probation.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. If you all will go to breakout room number 3, please.
Maybe excuse, Your Honor.
If you'll go to breakout room number 3.
Yeah.
And just wait there. Probation will be there shortly. Who are the parties on Xavier Garcia?
It's me, Your Honor. Andrew Freilich and Xavier Garcia, and Marcus Sanders was the prosecutor.
All right, and who else is calling my name?
Tom, just asking if you could put defendant George Garcia into breakout room 2, please.
All right. George Garcia, he's in 2.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes.
And Judge, Joseph and I had an opportunity to confer. An offer was made. I think he might want to reset to talk to his client.
All right, and who is this?
Stephanie Gomez.
All right, just 1 second. Is Stephanie Gomez here?
She
Yes.
is, Your Honor. And she's having problems getting her video on, and I'm
Okay, I'm on.
communicating with her. Oh, you're on? Okay.
I'm on, yes, thank you.
There she is, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so what is happening with Miss Stephanie
We
Gomez?
don't have a resolution yet, Your Honor, if we may have a plea deadline.
All right, Norma, can you give them a 30-day reset, please?
May 17th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on May 17th, and May 17th will be your plea deadline date.
Thank you, Your Honor. May
All
we
right,
be
you and your
excused?
client excused. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 1467, State of Texas versus Xavier Adrian Garcia. If I could have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense.
Andrew Freilich.
All right, and are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Froelich, any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're proceeding on the lesser included Class B DWI.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor. There's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. Take in consideration NITMAG number 593384, and there's restitution of $60 to the San Antonio Police Department. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Believe so, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
There is, Judge. That is correct. There's one correction I need to ask you to make below the line.
Yes, below the line.
All right.
18 months.
So, well, let's go back. So, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 18 months. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct. Yes, Judge.
CAP evaluation, 50 hours community service restitution, DWI education, DIP, ignition interlock for half the term, and parenting classes. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, the state offers State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No
Any
objections.
objections? And I'm sorry, Mr. Garcia, what was
Yes,
your plea was no contest, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. No contest.
All right, and there's no objections to the state's exhibits?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, just we ask you follow the plea bargain recommendation.
All right, Mr. Garcia, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do you do?
I do a fiber optic cable for Google.
All right, this is the court's ruling. Court will sentence you to a $500 fine that will be probated, 18 months deferred adjudication. Take in consideration NIMAC number 593384, $60 restitution to San Antonio Police Department, 50 hours of community service restitution, DWI education course, DIP, ignition interlock for half the term, parenting classes, proof of employment within 15 days, regular Zoom or in-person reporting to probation. So if there's ever an issue where you can't Zoom, you need to report in person. There'll be random UAs. Is there anything else you need to be successful on this probation, Mr. Garcia?
Judge, there is one other thing we'd like to ask for. He doesn't at this time have an occupational driver's license, although he is probably going to need one. He is not driving. He's taking the bus to and from work. So we anticipate that for the time being, he'll do a portable alcohol monitoring device. And then when he gets his occupational, sometime before the 4th of July, then he can switch to the ignition interlock in his vehicle. We'd ask for a few days to get those taken care of.
All right. Then what the court will add to his conditions is he's to have a portable device upon and presenting an affidavit of non-driving. So Rebecca, instead of ignition interlock, if he provides you a proof or an affidavit of non-driving, then just do a portable option, whichever is least expensive.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Garcia, do you need anything else to be successful on this probation?
No, ma'am.
Rebecca, does he need anything else?
No, ma'am.
Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to send you and your attorney to a breakout room. Probation will go over conditions with you. You know what happened. This could have been so much worse than what it turned out. So I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody. Don't drink and drive.
Yes,
Some
ma'am.
people, they will do wine and they think they're okay. Just don't drink and drive. If you want to drink, have a designated driver.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room with probation so they can go over conditions. You're in breakout room number 3.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, you'd send us to breakout room number 3. Do you want all of us in there?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're ready for me to go, Judge?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, everyone, we're taking our 12 o'clock break. So anyone who didn't get their case taken care of, we'll be back at 2. The court reporter needs a break. So Maria, we'll be back at